Hello. Welcome to Verbling. Hi there. I'm Teacher Oakley. And today at this hour, once again, as I've been doing this week, a short series on now I can't say it. Alliterative vocabulary. Alliteration is the use of repeated sounds, which is widely used in poetry, for example, or in marketing to make the company's message or product name more memorable. For example, Coca-Cola. All right, that's alliteration, repeated sounds in the name. Okay. Today, earlier this week, we looked at repeated syllables, words like paw-paw and boo-boo and moo-moo and etc. And yesterday we looked at compound nouns with a changed vowel, ding-dong and wishy-washy, these types of words. Today, we're going to be looking at phrases, alliterative phrases, often with a common sounds, maybe rhyming, maybe changed vowel, with and. Okay, so these are three-word phrases which are common, often idiomatic. I'm going to be presenting them to the class with letters missing, but with the definition. And you students will take turns trying to guess what they are to see if you're familiar with them. Now, some of them you may be familiar with, and others are going to be brand new for you, I am sure. Okay. Some of them are going to be totally alien to you, so don't worry about it. It's just for fun. Let's see how many of these that you know, and then we'll talk about how they're used and explore the vocabulary a little bit. Hello, Heidi. Again, hi there.
Hello, nice to see you again.
Likewise. Okay, Heidi, we're going to look at some expressions with and. So some of these are going to be very strange for you. I'm going to do a little screen share here. Actually, I've made it a little easier today because many of the repeated alliteratives like boo-boo and mama, those are kind of obvious, but these are a little more challenging, I think. So I went ahead and gave a little more information. I gave the first word in the phrase. Okay, starting with the first one, Heidi. Bear and, what? To suffer something disadvantageous.
Family.
Sorry?
Family.
Bear and it begins with F.
Family.
Bear and family? That's actually very funny. Okay. Suffer something disadvantaged instead of taking action, so you put up with something. In other words, we often say put up with. I can put up with the noise at a children's party for a little while. Okay. Well, just to give you an idea, okay, the expression is bear and forbear.
Forbear. What does it mean, forbear? Bear is an animal, right?
Well, no. Well, bear is a lot of things.
Oh,
Bear, it is an animal. Yeah, you're right. I shouldn't say no. Quick to say no there. Sorry. Here, it is actually the verb form of the word, to bear something. Physically, if you bear something, you carry it. There was a woman walking down the road bearing a load of sticks on her back, for example.
I thought bear. So bear, when a bear is with her family, it's very dangerous.
Oh, Okay, I see your logic. Uh, okay, that's funny. Um, or if you bear, you can bear not only a physical object, you can bear a lot of pressure at work.
Mhm.
Um, you can bear a tragic something tragic happens to your family. You can just have to bear it. Another expression actually um, with bear, just grin and bear it. Sometimes we say, whoops, not gurn. Sorry, misspelling.
Mhm.
Grin and bear it. There's nothing to do but grin and bear it. Okay, just you have to put up with it, deal with it. So if you bear something, you carry it,
Okay.
or you put up with it, you deal with it, and
Endure.
endure. Thank you. Much better word. Thank you. That's great. Perfect. Forbear is to hold back from doing something.
Mm.
All right. He said something horrible to me, but I for forbore forbeared. I forbeared striking back. Okay, I will forbear striking back like that. Okay, but bear is very strange, and indeed, it can be the animal. It can mean to carry something. It can mean um, to endure. It also women bear children. Okay, means to have children. And of
Mhm.
course, also just because that's not confusing enough, that it has enough multiple meanings, we also have a homonym, which is bare, as in bare naked, or if you nothing but the bare truth, the naked truth. All right, I have no shoes on. I have bare feet. So,
Mhm. Yeah.
all right, so you've got bear, 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 and bear. Yeah. Pain in the neck kind of word, but there's multiple meanings, obviously. Okay, so anyway,
Is it
uh,
said right on the bear a horse?
bear. Okay, well, all right. Now that's a very good question, and now you've caused me a problem because I can't remember. It's called bareback, but what I can't
Bareback
remember,
or bear horse? Bareback of horse.
bareback.
Uh-huh.
Yes, you ride bareback on a horse. I couldn't remember if it's two words or one word. Apparently, it's one word because I'm not getting any signal from my Microsoft here that that's wrong. So bareback, right? You ride bareback is how you say it. Ride a horse bareback, and you don't have a saddle. That's right.
Mhm.
Very good. You're absolutely correct. Okay, let me welcome a couple other students to the class. Hello, Mead or Miad? Is it?
Hello?
Hi,
Yeah.
Miad. Is that correct? Miad?
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you. Where are you from, Miad?
I'm from Saudi Arabia.
Ah, really?
Yes.
Do you live near the water? Because you have a lovely picture of a sailboat as your avatar.
Sorry?
Your avatar, your picture for Google is a sailboat. Not the first thing I think of when I think of Saudi Arabia, to be quite honest. Do you live near the Gulf?
Yes, yes.
Ah, I see. Okay. Nice. Anyway, nice picture. Nice to have you in the class. Welcome.
Welcome. Thanks.
Okay, and also hello to Tala.
Hi,
Hi, Tala. Where are you from, Tala?
I'm from Saudi Arabia.
As well. Did you guys come together? You're a package deal.
Yes, we are friends.
You're friends. Okay, neato. Okay, terrific. Welcome to both of you. Now, okay, we're looking at some vocabulary words expressly that are a little bit have repeating sounds in the words, or they're alliterative to one degree or another. bear and forebear, the same sounds in the words, or perhaps they have repeated sounds, or perhaps they have rhyming sounds. Looking at the next one, Miad, can you guess what this one is? It means in due course, in time. In due course is is another time phrase. After a period of time. Do you know what this is? Can you guess? Bye.
Farewell.
Well, no. Bye. Okay, I see. Now I see. Right. Goodbye. Okay. Well, actually, this is interesting because this is why we say goodbye. Actually, from the Old English, which is bye, which means actually time. It has to do with time. Can you guess what this expression is? There's a bye and there's two blanks here, two letters. Can you guess?
Bye and
Bye and
I don't know.
no idea. Okay, that's no problem.
No idea.
That's okay because we're looking at an expression. It's not really normal. You're not going to find it in the dictionary. And also bye, by, is very Old English anyway. Tala, do you have any idea? Or Heidi? Any guesses?
Bye.
Yeah, that's it. You
Bye
got
and
it.
bye.
The same word.
By and by. Right. We will meet. There's a famous, actually, evangelical song, a gospel song, a religious song. We will meet by and by. Okay, anyway, that's where I know it from. By and by. Okay, after a period of time. By and by. So when we say goodbye, it means good. Okay. Good time. Okay. Bye means a period of time. All right. Have a good period of time until I see you again. Kind of. It is related to this old meaning. By and by is the phrase. We'll see you by and by. It's an unspecified period of time. Okay. Tala, how about the next one? Clerks and something, starting with J. Talking about soldiers who are not actually fighting soldiers. They're support soldiers, not in the front line. Soldiers who are actually fighting, we say they're in the front line. Okay. We also use this phrase actually in the front line to talk about, in business, people who actually have to deal with the public in a company, sort of on the front lines of the company. But anyway, Tala, do you have any guess what this could be? Can you guess? Remembering that talking about alliteration.
Clerks and I don't know.
Clerks and I don't know. No, that's not it. Okay, Miad or Heidi, any idea what this could be?
No, jail.
No.
Jail? Okay.
Yeah.
Keeping in mind that it is alliterative, clerks and jerks.
Ah,
See,
jerk.
yeah. Clerks and jerks. All right. Go back to the ranks of the clerks and jerks. All right. Derogatory, or meaning it's negative. It's a negative expression that soldiers would use to talk about the people who don't actually fight anyone. It's derogatory, meaning that they're just pencil pushers. They're clerks and jerks. Somehow they managed to avoid fighting. Definitely negative. Heidi, oh, you might know this one.
Drives and drives.
Did you get it?
Drapes. ABS.
ABS. That's it. Yeah, you're right. Dribs. That's right. Dribs and drabs.
And little by little.
Exactly. All right. Okay, the customers have been coming into the shop in dribs and drabs. Yeah, one or two people occasionally come in. So very small, sporadic numbers of something, anything. Often used to talk about people. All right. Very good. Dribs and drabs. Excellent. Mayad. Here's another one, which is dribs and drabs is fairly common, okay? Clerks and jerks is only common in the army, all right? By and by is kind of old-fashioned and not that common. However, dribs and drabs is actually used in conversational English. The next one is commonly used because it is the one thing, the one word or expression which we use to talk about stuff that people throw off a ship. Okay, Mayad, I'm asking you because you have a picture of a ship. So, Mayad, if you started throwing things off your ship, which is to say, jettison, when you jettison something, you throw it out. If you jettison things from an aircraft, you're throwing things out of the airplane. If you jettison things from a ship, you're throwing them off the ship. So, what is it called? The stuff floating in the water, all right, that has been thrown off a ship. What is that called? Do you know?
No.
Flotsam and starts with a J. No guess? Flotsam.
Very easy to guess.
Yeah, come on. Take a guess. Why not? Flotsam and juice.
Jetson.
Jettison. Oh, well, nice guess. That would be logical, but unfortunately, English is not logical. These are weird words. Really old English words that are never used anymore, actually, unless they're used.
Not Jetson.
Jetsam. Did you say that?
Yeah.
Oh, you got it. Oh, okay. I thought you said jettison.
So
Okay.
there's
I misheard you.
Jetson. Jetson. So I guess add some after jet.
Oh, nice. Very logical of you. Oh, that is logical. Okay. Yeah, flot like is close to float, and jet is like jettison. All right. Good way to remember it, actually. Float and throw. Okay. When a ship crashes on the rocks, it doesn't have to be actually things thrown off a ship. It can just be parts of a ship, the various things that float. From a shipwreck, for example, if it crashed into the rocks, would be flotsam and jetsam. Okay. So there really is no specific word or phrase for that debris, material, left over from a shipwreck. So this is it. This is what it's called. So even though these words are really ancient English, really old, and are never used for anything else but this phrase, they are used. Okay, you know, they're trying to find the Malaysian airplane. They're scouring the seas for flotsam and jetsam, leftover stuff from the crash. I think I read this in the newspaper in regards to that story. Okay, Tala.
Yes.
All right. Okay, the next phrase means attire, clothes. All right, attire is a more formal word for clothes, worn at social functions. All right, somewhat idiomatic.
Handbags and glossary.
And what?
Glossary.
No. Handbags. Does anybody know? Matt or Heidi? Uh, eh, eh, eh. Handbags and glad rags. Okay, very strange. Again, another word that just doesn't exist anywhere else in English. Glad rags. In fact, it's trying to tell me, Microsoft is trying to tell me this word doesn't exist, but in fact I know it does. They're trying to tell me it should be separated. Maybe. That's doubtful. Handbags and glad rags. Okay. Handbags, of course, are ladies' purses. Glad, happy, rags. Rags are usually leftover pieces of cloth that we just use for cleaning and such. But since we're talking about clothes worn at a social function, happy rags, okay, meaning actually fine clothes, nice clothes. Oh, okay, Heidi, if you're
High and dry.
high and dry, if you're okay, it can be quite actual physical meaning, high and dry above the high tide mark, certainly, and as well, it actually is used more often in an idiomatic way to mean stranded. So, so if I, for example, if you were my guest and I took you to the city, and then I just suddenly ran away and left you there, I would leave you high and dry. I don't have any idea where he went. And often if you're left high and dry, it means that you're abandoned, but also there's a underlying meaning or underlying connotation or underlying idea that you also have no money. So high and dry. All right, you're stranded somewhere with no money and you don't know where you are. You're left high and dry. Okay. Mad. All right. Okay. To employ and dismiss without compunction. Okay, without compunction, without any feelings of regret. All right. It can mean that. It also we do use this expression a lot to describe possibly our job. Sometimes a big company actually has somebody, this is their job, to employ and dismiss. So, what do you think? You know another word for dismiss from a company? Fire, and begins with F.
Hire and
If you're told to leave a company, if you do something wrong at a company and your boss tells you to leave and never come back.
That sounded very similar to hire.
Indeed it is. It is alliterative. Any guess?
Force out.
And what? Tala?
Force out.
First out? No.
No, force.
What? First? No. That's
No,
not
not
it. But
first. I
Fire.
said force.
Fire.
Well,
Hire
anyway.
and
Fire is the answer. Hire and fire. Okay. Hiring and firing is my job in the company, for example. So if you're employed at a company, you're hired. And if you're asked to leave specifically because you've done something wrong, not because the company has a problem, but because you did something wrong, you are fired. Okay? If the company does, if the company has lost business or there's a problem with the company, then we don't say you're fired. All right? We would say you're laid off, or that's what we say in America. British peoples have well, to me it's strange, but they have another expression, made redundant. If you've been made redundant, okay, you're unnecessary, so the company doesn't want you to work there anymore. Okay, Americans say laid off. Anyway, fired means you did something very wrong. You stole something from work or something like that. You're fired. Or you said something bad to the boss, maybe. Okay, Tala. Next one. Here and there. Usually we use this to talk about, as an adjective clause, to describe something. I was running hither and...
Thither.
You got it. There you go. Nice. Correct. I've been running hither and thither all day because I have so much to do. Okay. Very good. Hither and thither. Here and there. Really weird words, right? You may have noticed, I have noticed, lots of really strange vocabulary words. That's because many of these expressions are really, really old English words, and the only reason they survive is part of this idiomatic clause, an idiomatic phrase, because they're one of these expressions. Okay. Heidi.
Half and puff? No.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Not too happy with the definition here, but yes, you are correct. It's huff and puff. Endeavor, okay, but that really doesn't explain it. If you use a lot of effort, a lot of endeavor, for example, he huffed and puffed his way up the mountain. All right, he climbed the mountain and he's huffing and puffing. Huffing and puffing is breathing heavily, breathing loudly. Or if you've ever, you guys know the story of the three little pigs? Heidi, do you know the story of the three little pigs?
With the wolf. Wolf.
That's right, with the wolf, right? Mayad, do you know the story of the three little pigs?
And the three
No.
pig
No?
brothers. Wolf come, and the three brothers constructed their own house, each one.
Yep.
The first, the oldest one, pig constructed his house with straws. Then wolf blow off his house easily because of its straw.
Straw, right. Yep.
And second one constructed by what? Wood or something?
I think it's wood, yes.
And it was very easy to blow.
Yep.
The wolf ate the pig. The third pig constructed with what's it? Kind of stone. I forgot. Bricks. Yes. Yeah, Italian said mud. Yeah.
Right.
It was very heavy, so the wolf couldn't blow. He maybe later he had a half and puff.
Yep. That's the story. And so because the last pig worked harder and was more thoughtful and planned more, he survived. That's the lesson. The first pig built his house of straw, and then he was relaxing and laughing at the hardworking pig, and he was just resting. But in the end, he suffered for it. Right. And every time the wolf went to each of the houses, he would say, little pig, let me come in. And the little pig would say, not by the hair of my chinny chin chin. And the wolf would say, well, then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down. And he did. Okay. Anyway, whenever I hear huff and puff, I always think of the story of the three little pigs. Where did Mayad go? Tala, your friend.
Yeah.
Okay, Tala. Next
Yeah.
one. Highways and what? Major and minor roads. This is used to talk
Highway.
about. Yep. What's that?
Highway, uh, and byways.
Perfect. Yeah, you're now you've got the idea. This is why they're alliterative. They have the same sounds, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, to help. Well, maybe, hopefully, they can help you remember them. This expression is used to talk about roads in a very general way. Or maybe even talk about roads in an abstract way. In the highways and byways of life, we have many choices to make. For example, all the different roads in life. Okay. All right, Heidi. Kith and what? Immediate family and clan. Yes. Kith and kin. Again, now kin is kin I can understand. It's still a used word, but kith. Really, I don't know where you would ever see the word kith other than in this expression. Again, another one. Really, really old English. Apparently, really old English people loved to make phrases with and. That's what I've learned. That's what I understand from doing this exercise. Very good. Kith and kin. Okay, where would we use this? There was a huge celebration, and all of his kith and kin were there at the wedding. All right. Where do you think this is from, Heidi? Do you have any idea? What part of England?
I don't know.
No idea. This is very Scottish. Scottish people talk about their extended family.
No, they are voting
Clan.
to be independent from England.
They are. All of the clans are getting together. They're huge, huge, huge family units. I knew people in the United States that were very proud of the fact that they belong to whatever, MacLennan clan in Scotland, or they would know the name and they would know their family history to the 14th century or some craziness like that. And they're very big on that and having some allegiance to their really extended family, which they call their clan. And all right, that's where this phrase is from. And yes, Heidi, do you think they will, in fact, become independent?
Yesterday, I was watching TV. It said over half of voters want to be independent, but not. It's not sure. Maybe result is today or tomorrow.
Yeah. Really? Is that soon? Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to.
Soon.
All right. I'm going to have to check the news. Interesting. Very interesting thing going on there. It's one way or the other, it's going to do shaky things to the economy of Scotland and England. I'm not sure what. I'm not an economic expert, but okay. Tala. Oh, to publicize wrongdoing that may be not legal, or anything that is embarrassing, to make something really embarrassing public. What do you think?
Name and shame.
Name and shame. Okay. This is more British. Okay. It's just funny. Americans have another expression, closely related, which is the walk of shame. Oh, you do the walk of shame. Okay, which has two meanings. It means that it can mean that you've been um, you've been been made public something that you did wrong. Okay. Bill Clinton had to do the walk of shame, for example. And it can mean when you're absolutely caught having some kind of, well, you probably had sexual relations with somebody really ugly. You have to do the walk of shame. Or perhaps you're just publicly caught doing something really stupid or really bad. Okay, Heidi. Okay, odds and ends.
I'm not sure. Thoughts?
That's it.
Oh, really?
Very alliterative. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's it. Odds and sods. That's right. Not soda. Oops. Odds and sods. Do you know what odds and ends are, Heidi?
So there's a kind of place where there are many weeds. Weed.
Many
Like
oh,
plain or some place.
sod.
Yeah, no?
Sod is. Well, sod is not really many weeds. It's actually the opposite. If it's good sod, it is the top layer of grass. The grass itself and the dirt underneath it, but, just maybe, I don't know, 4 or 5 centimeters. Enough so it's the roots of the grass. So they kind of peel it up, and often they roll it up like a carpet. Yeah, you can buy sod, so they can, if they lay sod on your lawn, it's already grown grass. They lay it on your lawn like a carpet, pretty much. Do you know what odds and ends are, Heidi?
What's that? Student?
Well,
No.
odds and ends are just
Like all the news? All the news were. No.
Not exactly. Odds and ends. Most of us have what we call a junk drawer. Okay, many of us, or at least I don't know, Westerners do. We have a junk drawer in the kitchen. Okay, so in this drawer we throw all our odds and ends. Just I've got 2 extra screws. Throw them in the junk drawer. I've got a screwdriver with a broken handle. Throw it in the junk drawer. I've got half a doorknob. Throw it in the junk drawer. I may use it someday. I have a ruler that's broken at 14 inches. Throw it in the junk drawer. Like that. Various odds and ends. Various things that have no real place to go. That we tend to keep around, many of us. Those are odds and ends. Tala!
Yes.
Okay. Pay and, a car park requiring purchasing and displaying a ticket. Again, very British here. Okay. You have to buy a ticket and then you have to put the ticket on your windshield. So this is a saying to describe that type of parking garage. Any ideas?
Maybe pay and display.
You got it. Did you actually know that? Did you know that, Tala, or did you just guess?
No, I guess. Because
Yes.
I see displaying a ticket. A ticket.
Oh, right. Okay. All right. All right. I was really impressed for a minute. Okay. Yes, you're absolutely correct. Very good. Yes, and this is very British. All right, Americans would never use this expression. We don't really have this kind of parking system in America. Okay. Heidi. Ooh, now this one is widely used, American and British.
Rough and tough? No.
What's that? I think you got it.
Rough and tough?
That's it. You got it. This is used as an adjective clause. Okay. Rough and tough. Very sort of physical. Uncouth. Okay. Uncouth meaning What does uncouth mean? Well, if you're uncouth, you're sort of primitive, maybe a little rude. All right, like teenage boys, rough and tough. Okay, we can describe. Well, let's see. The football game was rough and tough, or okay, Ford has introduced a new rough and tough pickup truck. A truck could definitely be described as rough and tough. Okay, sort of masculine, definitely a masculine expression. We also actually related, which is also alliterative, now that I think about it. Okay. We also sometimes use this one, related, meaning much the same thing, rough and ready. If somebody's rough and ready, again, physical, a little bit primitive maybe, but ready as in ready for action, ready for anything. Okay, Tala, you may know this one. This one is also fairly common. Clean and tidy.
Spick and span.
Perfect. Very good. Spick. Now you did know that one, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. Spick and span, which is actually the name of a common household cleaner as well. Okay. Spick and span. All right. Clean and tidy. This definitely an idiom. I have no idea where this comes from. Where does spick come from, and why span? I have no idea, to be honest, about the etymology or the history of this expression. Must indeed be very more Old English, I suspect. Okay, Heidi, if you're going to go to the amusement park, you might go for thrills.
Thrills and spills.
Indeed, thrills and spills. Time to go have fun with the thrills and spills at the amusement park. Okay. All right. We could also talk. That's quite direct, the amusement park, but we could also talk about maybe how was work? Oh, thrills and spills all day. Dramatic incidents at work. Oh my gosh. Full of thrills and spills. Okay. The next one, very common. Another very common expression. Tala, normal depreciation, normal wear your clothes. We can say that pretty much anything, a car, your clothes, furniture.
Wear and tear.
Yes, very good. There's a lot of wear and tear. Okay, there's. All right, I'm gonna buy a second-hand car, but I'm not gonna pay a lot because there's a lot of wear and tear, small dents and scratches, and your clothes show a lot of wear and tear. Maybe there's rips or torn hems or stains or anything like that. Normal. If something depreciates, it loses value. So, of course, obviously, if things, wear and tear. And we also just use wear. There's a lot of wear on something. There's a lot of wear on these tires. Or we very much related, of course, we have the phrasal verb wear out. And you can wear out your blue jeans. For example, it means that there's a lot of wear and tear on your blue jeans, and that they're slightly damaged, or we can describe them as worn out. My jeans are worn out, or there's holes in the knees of my jeans. I've worn them out completely. I've worn out the knees. Okay. Heidi.
It's already written.
It is already written.
Wear and Hurl.
Whirl and hurl. Yeah, this is an old this is an old right. Yeah, there it is. It's already there. Okay. Oops. Whirl and hurl. Well, okay. This is interesting. It's just two verbs in combination. Heidi, do you know what to whirl means?
Something round and spin.
Yep.
Spinning.
Spinning around and around, right. Whirl your partner round and round. Okay, if you're dancing, you could whirl your partner. You spin her around. Okay, but here's the fun one. Do you know what hurl means? To hurl.
I don't know
Fall
how.
down.
Well, to hurl, probably if you look in the dictionary, you're going to see that it means to throw something with great effort. All right. If you hurl something, you throw it as hard as you can.
Like to fall it down.
To fall down? No, not really. Not exactly. Not to fall down. It means to throw something, like as hard as you can. Like a baseball. In baseball, the pitcher hurls the baseball as hard as he can. He throws it with all his might. But as more slang meaning, to hurl means to throw up. Okay? To vomit. So that's really the meaning here. To whirl and hurl, you spin around and around in circles until it makes you sick. Yay! Sounds like fun. Heidi, have you ever gone on the amusement ride before that you get inside and it just spins around and around and around and around?
Well, I don't like that. I'm very scared.
Have you ever done it? Have you ever tried it?
No, only once I ride on a roller coaster.
Oh,
But
yeah.
when it became the top of the highest place, I regret riding on that.
Did you scream?
Yeah, I hate it.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Yeah, I hate that ride, the whirl and hurl. Actually, it just spins around and around. It's just a big circle, but it has a wall. So centrifugal force pushes you up on the wall, and then you're on a sliding. Your back is against something that slides up. So once you're going fast enough, the force kind of pushes you up, and then it usually it spins around and around really fast, and then it tilts up. But because there's so much force, spinning force, it presses you against the back, and you just get so dizzy because you just go round and round and round. You're not moving around like a roller coaster. You're just spinning. I once, in fact, did get sick from one of these rides. Luckily, I was able to get off the ride before I actually became physically ill. Thank God. Tala,
Yes.
do you ever ride the whirl and hurl?
No.
No, you ever ride on an amusement park ride?
No, I never.
No. You should try it, Tala. It'd be fun. You'll enjoy it. Okay. Okay. This next phrase, Tala, is very, very, very common in English. Americans like this phrase. Wined and fed and refreshed. No,
Dined?
kidding. Wined and dined. Okay. If you wine and dine someone, it means you treat them. You feed them and buy them wine, but it doesn't have to be that specific, okay? Okay, like a company would wine and dine its customers to try to get a contract. Or, obviously, a man would wine and dine a woman on a date to try to get whatever it is a man wants. I'll leave that to your imagination. Okay, Usually there is an idea, an underlying idea here. If you wine and dine someone, you're treating them to a luxurious dinner for a reason, because you want something. So there's definitely a sort of underlying idea that you're treating someone for a reason, for your own purposes. Okay. Heidi, next one.
It's very difficult. Shockers? No.
That's it.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
you're absolutely correct. Yeah, okay. The alliteration there works for you. Workers and shirkers. Now, I had never heard this before I composed this lesson plan, but I think this is more British. But okay, as it says, a description of the disparate, the different, totally different, a wide difference, disparate attitudes to work. So there are the people that like to work and are going to work hard, and then there's the people who, the opposite, they don't like to work. If you shirk work, it means you do whatever you can to avoid work. All right, whatever, pretend you're sick, procrastinate, make excuses. Somehow you try to avoid work, almost like a full-time job. If you shirk work, you're working very hard not to work. Okay. Tala, are you a worker or a shirker?
Worker.
Worker, very good. Heidi, are you a worker or a shirker?
Shocker.
And you're very honest as well. Okay. Okay. Also, here's a few English words with the that are also obviously alliterative, and furthermore, they're actually more than alliterative. They're actually the same word. By the by. This is very common. We use this in business or anytime, actually, casual conversation, to say same way that we use by the way when we want to add another piece of information. Oh yeah, and by the by, Molly told me that she's going to New Zealand next week. Okay, incidentally. And talk the talk and walk the walk. If you're going to talk the talk, then you need to walk the walk. Okay. Tala, do you know what that means? If you're going to talk the talk, you need to walk the walk. Okay. This is a very common expression, often used by Americans. Heidi, do you know what that means?
No, I don't know.
No? Okay. All right, let me write the whole thing so you can see it. If you're going to talk the talk, you need to walk the walk. Walk like you're going to do something. Walk the week. Oops. Walk the walk. Okay, if you're going to talk like big, all right, authoritatively, have the appearance or sound of authenticity or authority. You talk the talk, you act like the authority, like you're the boss. Then you need to walk the walk. You need to be authentic, and you need to actually do what you say you're going to do, for example. All right. You got a few more minutes here. Do you guys know any other expressions or words that use and? Heidi, do you know any other expressions or even simple things? Maybe not alliterative. Do you know other expressions with and? Maybe they don't have to rhyme or have similar sounds.
Back and forth.
Back and forth.
Back
Yes.
and forth.
Yep. And by the way, you often see these expressions with this sort of weird apostrophe N thing, back and forth. And we do often reduce pronunciation of the and. We don't say full and. We just say back and forth. Good one. Okay, to talk about movement. Actually, that reminds me of another one. Now that you mention it, very similar and related. To and fro. Okay, back and forth, to and fro.
Pros and cons. Pros and cons.
What? Pros and cons. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Sure. Good. Excellent. Tala, you want to jump into the action? Can you think of any and phrases?
No, I don't have.
Sure you do. Sure you do.
Hit and run. Hit and run.
Hit and run. Okay. Hit and run. If you hit and run, you hit somebody or something with a car and then escape. Hopefully with a car, not with a bicycle. Right. Pros and cons, the goods and the bads. Okay, very good. Tala, come on, you can think of one. Sometimes they're very simple, such as salt and pepper. Oh, here's one that's sometimes idiomatic, bread and butter. Okay, your bread and butter can mean, is often used for business to talk about your primary source of income. All right. Okay, I could say my job before I work here at Verbling, I was working at an academy to teach second language students, and Koreans were really our bread and butter. Half of our student population were Koreans, so we got a lot of income, we got a lot of money. So Koreans were our bread and butter. Black and white, another one with idiomatic meaning. Black and white, if it's right there in black and white, it's written. All right, it's proof. It's proven. Tala, come on, you can give me one. Tala, all right, I'm going to trick you into giving me one. Tala, what is your picture? In verbal,
It's a cat.
Yeah, all right, cats and what goes with cats? You can't go wrong. What goes with cats?
I don't know.
You don't know, really? Dogs. Okay. Cats and dogs. If it's raining, cats and dogs. It's raining really hard. And also, you could have given me another answer. Cat and mouse. If you're playing a cat and mouse game, you're chasing someone around and someone is just avoiding. That's all they can do is avoid, so as not to get caught doing something. The crime gang and the police are playing a cat and mouse game. The criminals are just hiding from the police. Okay. Ladies, I thank you very much for joining me today, and I hope you've learned a little bit of vocabulary. But our time is up. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you again soon here on Verbling.
Thank
Have
you
a great
very
day.
Thank you, teacher.
much. Goodbye.
Thank you.